When it comes to NBA playoffs in recent history, we've been spoiled a bit. Last year in the first round alone, we were able to see an underdog Jason Tatum sweep a Brooklyn Nets team that was led by Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving that was also thought to win the NBA Finals, if you've forgotten. And now we forget that they were even the favorites because that team is blown up. We were also able to see the battle of the hoods between the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves, showing off Ja Morant and the stardom of Anthony Edwards, who now we know is a star, and we seen him perform in those playoff levels, and that's something we got spoiled with last year. And then we were eventually able to see the Golden State Warriors team that was slept on throughout the playoffs for a good bit come back to life and make the NBA Finals, cementing Steph Curry's fourth ring and putting him in that potentially top 10 conversation, playing against that same Jason Tatum team from the East. And then even if we look further back in 2019, we're able to see that the East finally opened up with LeBron leaving, having a Kawhi Leonard-led Raptors team make the finals, literally going on a heartbreaking tour and making players cry, and eventually defeating the Golden State Warriors super team that we all wanted them to beat with at least 4 Hall of Famers, and also cements Kawhi Leonard's second ring and putting him in an all-time great playoff performance conversation. But even if you go back a little bit further, my favorite NBA season ever, the 2016 year. In that NBA playoffs, we were able to see LeBron terrorize the East. We were able to see the Golden State Warriors get down 3-1 to an OKC team led by Russ and KD, and then somehow win that. And then seeing that same Golden State Warriors team up 3-1 on the Cavs, and them somehow losing that. That year cementing more of LeBron James' greatness. We got to see Kyrie Irving at his peak. We got to see Kevin Love get a ring. And we got to see the rematch of the Golden State Warriors Cavs team from years prior, but this time healthy. Not to mention that's one of the best postseasons ever, undoubtedly one of the best finals ever, but then somehow this year's postseason has the chance to be better. In this year's NBA playoffs, we do have a lot of the same players and same teams, but it's kind of more dramatic. In the first round already, we're able to see Russ and KD. So Russ and KD, of course we know the Suns-Clippers series, it did end kind of quickly, but we were able to see Russ ball out, outperforming KD in some games. It is a great story because we were able to see a rematch between two teammates, Russ and KD, who since KD has left OKC has had a lot of narratives written about him. Him being a cupcake, him being a snake. Even then when he was in the Warriors trying to beat up on Russ and OKC, then Russ getting his MVP because of the way he was playing. And then seeing them go against each other and Russ playing very well in that series is actually very enjoyable for all NBA fans to see. And then in an opposite conference, we have a top contender in the Bucks already eliminated to Jimmy Butler getting beat 4-1 to the Miami Heat, who was without Tyler Hero, which is crazy. We gotta talk about that. And had Jimmy buckets literally looking like Michael Jordan. And then the Knicks are competitive and dominating, making me look stupid because I had the Cavs beat them in the series, and the Knicks beat they ass. And then later on, we will be able to see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown back on the big stage going against a potential MVP in Joel Embiid and James Harden, who was a past MVP. And this series is going to be very interesting. Could go against, see if the Celtics can beat up on the 76ers, who have a history of losing to the Celtics. And it's going to be time for that conversation. If they lose again, what else do you need? Because though you are a potential MVP, like I'm talking about Joel Embiid here, though you are a potential MVP, James Harden is playing at a high level. You have Tobias Harris, you have Tyrese Maxey, you have Doc Rivers. You have a lot on the 76ers team, and I don't think anyone thinks the 76ers are going to win this series. Though, this year, it would make sense for them to win because, I mean, I want to say it, but the Heat won, the Knicks won, the Kings have been putting up a huge fight with the Warriors. There's been a lot of potential upsets. Like the Grizzlies are down to the Lakers, even though I think a lot of people kind of seen it coming. Logically, you see a 2 seed going against a 7 seed, and it's an upset. But yeah, basically, the Celtics own the 76ers, but this is the year for things to change up if they will change up. Like, if we're just being honest, we could potentially see Russ versus KD, Curry versus Braun, Jokic versus KD, Braun versus KD, Curry versus KD in the West alone. And the finals could legit end up being Lakers versus Celtics, Lakers versus Knicks, MVP versus MVP, and the Nuggets versus 76ers, KD versus Tatum again, like last year's playoffs where KD got swept by the Celtics, or repeat of the bubble finals. And that's mainly because this year is so open, anyone could win. Right now, at this point of recording this video, the Lakers are up 3-2. They could blow that series and the Grizzlies can move on. Or the Lakers could end up wrapping up the series, beat the Grizzlies. The Warriors could end up wrapping up the series, beat the Kings. In the next playoff round, we'll have LeBron, Curry, KD, and Jokic. Regardless of what team you're rooting for, it's undeniable that those are 4 teams where it's going to be a narrative. And we haven't even mentioned how the Warriors could really get beat by the Kings, who haven't made a playoffs in over 15 years, like the beam. Like, this playoffs is crazy. I'm essentially saying I'm not sure who'll win all this year. It doesn't even really matter because this is the most open the NBA playoffs will probably ever be, to be honest. I do know that this will be exciting. Like, who do you think will meet in the NBA Finals? Like, what series are you most excited for? Who do you think will win it all? Who do you think will meet in the NBA Finals? Because right now, your guess is as good as mine. This NBA playoffs has the potential to be the best one of all time because we have all these all-time great players in the playoffs at the same time. We're guaranteed for good basketball. There should be no more playoff series left that should leave us wanting more. And I think that is something that we can't say about all the years past. But this is why we love basketball. So, of course, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, you might like my video here about how I said the Cavs is going to beat the Knicks. Didn't happen, but if you want to see me get embarrassed, hey, you might want to watch this because a lot of comments are on my head right now because the Cavs just lost and the comments are going up. It's like 150 comments and counting. Thank you guys for watching. That's all I got.